Hey YouTube, Gundam here. Welcome back to Space Engineers. I've decided to build a little something. That's obvious. This is actually something based off of Star Trek Online, a free-to-play game on PC, Xbox, and other. This is the fleet starbase for Starfleet. Yeah. This I believe is the tier 2 or tier 3. I don't actually know. I believe it's the tier 2 fleet starbase for Star Trek Online, with some modifications. And yes, I cut it in half over there. We'll go over it. So we're going to start at the bottom. We're going to work our way up. This is though something that is designed to be used without jetpacks, but it's kind of recommended. First off, lots of defensive guns at the very bottom. With this, a lower observation deck. Well, it's supposed to be a ball, but doing a ball in Space Engineers that's only this big isn't easy. There are a total of 42 decks. I've actually labeled them here. And there are external pads, as you can see, with the red ones actually having a way of just walking off. Jetpacks recommended. So, there's that. Obviously, it's airlocked, but 4 separate airlocks, just in case. You never know. You may have friends that are playing a joke on you. The inside is just kind of meh. A lot of this is just empty on the inside, but we will go over in time. Here's the oxygen. This is really a room just for adding a few gyros and the oxygen up there, but this level, beginning at deck 33, first off, there's a gravity generator. That's one of 2 on the space station. These few here are meant to be for people who wish to have a few things for themselves. Large sections for like science or things. Next we have the lower airlocks. This is on deck 30. And above that, the massive hydrogen bay. It is pressurized in here, actually. 3 stacks of hydrogens until you get to the upper airlocks. Which, did I remember turrets? No, I did not. Oh well. It's not meant to be complete anyways. So, upper airlocks up here at deck 25. I believe it is this deck which begins... No, it's the deck above, which begins a turbolift-like system, which is a single massive tube running all the way up from deck 24 going up. And definitely from here up, it's 2 levels that are meant to be quite modular before you get to heavy cargo. Lots of cargo here with a bunch of batteries. Below the lower docking pod. This lower docking pod faces forward and back. There's another one way up there that supports on starboard, just to change things up. Obviously you can see where the shuttle bay is. There's a bunch of cryopods and medical units and a bit of open spaces. No seats for the waiting customers, so I just have to enjoy. And yeah, there's nothing there, but it's pretty obvious. So you can enjoy. Above that, there's... this is... what is this? Oh, this is the refinery. That's right. Above that, this deck here is the refinery and assembly, things like that. There's a factory deck. Obviously, you need to put in what modifications you wish. Then the next one, main reactors. 4 main reactors on this one here. Before the main modular deck, which it has crew quarters. This whole section here, besides the reactors, is just a few crew quarters and a lot of empty space for you to do with as you wish. Followed by the upper and lower set for you to quickly go between if you don't want to use the main lift. Red means you're going down, green means you're going up. Finally, you get to the main deck here. The main deck on this space station, well, it's just the main deck. It's deck 10, includes a jump drive. This is a mobile station. Yeah, it's like mobile station. Those two don't go together. It's not meant for heavy movement. There are thrusters around to stabilize it. Other than that, it is meant to be able to jump, to move it from location to location, and then just sit. It parks and sits. And there are a couple decks of the same below. Actually, I believe there's multiple more of those. The same modularity until you get to this one here, which is deck 6 and deck 5, which has gravity and cargo. And it's open. Why did I leave that open? I don't remember. Well, I did for some reason. I don't remember. Plenty of batteries. Big time, as you can see. Before you get to the upper hangars. Again, port and starboard. Finally leaving to an empty deck here. To finally get to what is deck 1 and deck 0, technically. Not. An observation tower, which isn't very good. An airlock. Leading to the empty room for meetings and the command center. There's another command center near the jump drive on the main deck. As for the external ring, there are 4 main docking units. Each one obviously is numbered. There's a flash of lights, of course, massive wall of welders, and waiting area for guests getting ready to go in, which they go around from there and through here to the huge main hangars. Many, as you can see, on the outside here, sides and top and bottom, for those points, and huge amounts on the bottom there, and a few on the top, with the main for big ships for docking them out here. There is a way to access from inside. Let's go in here. From inside the... Oh yeah, it's completely empty underneath, basically. To go reach the outside, you can go through here, which... that's the one to the area there. This is just a little medical bay in case you want to respawn here for whatever reason. You can modify it, of course. You go upstairs through this door in the middle. Red is for internal and airlocks. Blue is the external for airlocks. And presto, you are outside. Except for the other reds, which just go up and down. Lots of antennas, obviously. But you can easily reach outside the ship. Station. You can go from the main deck, or no, not the main deck, excuse me, the deck above the main deck. Deck 9, you can go through these doors, through these, to reach outside, to easily walk up here to do maintenance to the external ring or for landing ships. Obviously, many defensive guns all over the place. And that black thing on the back there is the brig. Completely separated this time. So there's that. And this is just a reiteration of what I said. It's, yeah, you just the main ring, the lower dock, upper dock, huge modularity, other modularity, hydrogen, an observation, and command unit with the main deck, which is massive in there. This is where you can kind of easily see it. I didn't cut it exactly in the middle, one off, obviously from the middle there, so you can see. Here's the observation unit. Here's backup generators, backup reactors, excuse me, just 2 of them. And a bunch of gyros, obviously the oxygen here. I don't know what that led to. Oh, that was leading from one to the other to go down and up. And then here's batteries and oxygen generators. This is some of the modularity with the gravity generator, the lower one. There's the airlocks. There's that hydrogen I was talking about. The upper airlocks. And then the main modularity. And this is where that turbo lift begins. You can, if I were to carve that up, actually I'll do that real quick so you can see it. You can easily see this turbo lift all the way up. Doot. There we go. Whoa. Lag spike. Alright, so from the hydrogen, this is that turbo lift column just running amok up there. Modularity galore. There's the cargo with the lower hangar there. Factory. There's the reactors. Which, how are those reactors hooked up again? Oh yeah, that's right. Reactors hooked up from there and down below. Oh yeah, that's right, it is. The central shaft. Actually, I'll just carve that off for you real quick. Watch this. These main shaft here going all the way up. It is just a single central corridor of conveyors and conveyor sorters running right through the middle of the space station. Huge modularity section here until you finally reach the main deck here. Very obvious. And one important thing, yeah, the main deck is not pressurized. There's holes around it above and below. You can say it's a security risk, but it's partially to just keep the thing all depressurized. Massive cargo inside here to help support things. Another down here just to intentionally keep that outer ring depressurized above, below, and inside the actual hangars itself. Reason being, we don't want you to have to worry about depressurizing the entire space station or this huge room every single time. There's another way there. All you have to do is go through there, go into this little airlock to enter in one of two ways. You can fill this with a few, just close that and you're good to go. And there's two of them, one on each side. There's that jump drive and the beacon. Going up, more modularity. There's a lot of modularity sections until you get to the cargo here. And a gravity generator along with tons of batteries. A couple more decks of modularity, some of the bigger ones. Until you get to the empty one here. And that leading to the brig, command center, observation deck, and the meeting room. So you can easily see with this section, so you can have this be for like little bitty labs or something, or this could be for that, or just lower personnel who are to maintain this huge lower section. And then you have these lower modular decks here, which can be used for lower officers and crew. And then this massive section can be for the main crew. You can, if you have a player base, don't take the reactor deck. Well, you could, I suppose. If you have a player base of a lot of people, you could have, or not too many actually, because this has so many decks of just empty stuff. You can easily just have someone take an entire deck for themselves. So if you did that, or you could have this be the laboratories and stuff and observation, this be for maintenance, repair stuff, this be for lower officers above the reactors. That's 5 decks for lower officers and stuff. And then there's these two above it. Well, 3, excuse me. Before, no, it's just 2 because of the cargo. But they could take this massive room in the middle here from the cargo above the airlock deck here. So that's 3 decks before the cargo deck, which they could also take, but I wouldn't. 3 decks more for people, which are big, very big. I mean, easily with multiple rooms on the sides, which are kind of... where are they? Oh, they're hiding down here. There we are. Just individual rooms for people. Obviously, you can't take here, but you'd have this massive zone in the middle. And then these upper decks, which are pretty big. What's that? Oh, that's right. This is the shuttle bay. My apologies. Forgot about that. It's hard to see when it's only on the other side. So you really couldn't take that, but you could. I mean, it's big enough. You could take this middle zone here, off to the side. And there is a large, off to the side of it, there is a large crew quarters right here. There are 4 of them, with medical, cryo, and each one. So you can easily do that. It's also meant for fighter pilots. That could be for like the command staff. Or you could have them take this no window deck. Not to recommend it, but I mean you could. It's pretty big, and anyone that wants to go up top will have to go through. But you can seal that off. It's not biggie. So many decks for many people. You could have a huge number on this. I mean, it's nothing like that one gargantuan space station that was shown that one day. That was a Goliath, I forget. So I was going through my list here of what I have subscribed to, and I just don't see the big thing. I see a lot of stuff I've got, some of which are my own creations. Oh, where is it? There's that enormous space station. I forget. I'm sorry. There's that absolutely enormous space station. I will link to it if I can. But, so, yeah, I didn't really go into too much about this, but what's there to say? A lot of modularity, multiple shuttle bays, multiple larger craft bays, huge amounts of docks externally. It's just another space station. What can I say? You take care.